Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing one of the most controversial eyeshadow palettes I have ever reviewed on my channel. And obviously if you read the title, you know I'm talking about this bad boy, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. This came out, I believe, the 25th of July. I'm filming this on August 2nd. And I mean, this just came out, you guys, and it's insane how much negativity has been going around about this palette. I got this as a gift from my sister and my husband on my birthday, which was just 2 days ago, and I knew I needed to play with this. I needed to do a review for you guys. Now I'm sure there's already like 1,000,001 reviews with other YouTubers who are like way bigger than me, but I still wanted to put my video out there for you guys. Now, I haven't watched anybody else's video. I didn't want to watch them because I didn't want it to change my opinion on the eyeshadow palette. I do have the Modern Renaissance, which I will be comparing for you guys as well. Now, everything that I've heard about the Subculture palette before I actually tried it was from Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. So that's where I got all my information before I even tried this. Basically what I did was film the demo for you guys, and I had a ton of stuff to do today, so that's why my makeup actually kind of looks a little bit a hot mess right now. If you guys are curious in my thoughts on this palette, just go ahead and keep watching. I'm gonna show you the demo first, and then at the end, afterwards, I will go ahead and show you guys swatches. I'm going to let you know if I like it, hate it, pros, cons, all of that wonderful stuff. So if you guys are just curious in my thoughts, or if you're curious in how I got this eyeshadow look, just go ahead and keep on watching. So let's just get right into it. The palette pretty much resembles the Modern Renaissance, except that it's obviously a different color. They weigh about the same. This one came with a brush as well. I actually really like the brush that it came with. It's a little bit different than the other brush. I'm going to show it to you guys right now. Just getting it out of my Renaissance palette. Of course I dropped it. Ugh. Okay. So this is what the old one looks like. And I don't know if you guys can see. Mine's a little frayed now. I've used the crap out of it. And then this is what the new one looks like. It's very, very similar. And there we go. I actually feel like the new one is a slightly bit more soft. If you can take a look right here. There we go, you'll be able to see right here. Obviously, because I've used this one more, I've had it longer, it's a little more flared out. And I'm sure this one will get like that eventually. And I actually feel, yeah, looking at them, you probably won't be able to see it with my camera here, but the newer one looks like it has a little bit more bristles in there, a little more packed in there. Yeah. The one from Modern Renaissance is a little flimsier. So I really like this dual-ended brush. And it just says Anastasia Beverly Hills, just like the other one. So I love that the palette comes with an eyeshadow brush because it's actually a really good brush. You're getting just as many eyeshadows in the Subculture as you did in the Modern Renaissance. These colors are stunning. Like, I look at this palette and I just want to put it all over my face. It's very beautiful. You got a lot of nice warm tone colors, but I feel like a little bit of neutral slash cool tone undertones on some of them, which is cool because I don't normally go for colors like that, but this palette just really speaks to me in a way. So I've already tried 10 out of the 14 shades. The only ones that I have not tried are these two, and this green one down here, and then this peachy one up top. Those are the only ones I haven't tried yet. So this is the look that I came out with. A little bit of a grunge bronze look. Some of the things I read online was that the eyeshadows were really, really hard to blend, or they were just looking really muddy. I don't personally think that. I didn't have any issues with any of the shadows except for Fudge, which is this one right here. And I think that's just because I applied a little bit too much. Like you saw in the demo, it takes me a little while, especially on my left eye, to blend it out. Now I do have Fudge single eyeshadow, so I have it right here, and I'm actually curious if they look similar. You guys look, I feel like the one in the palette is actually a little bit more warm. I'm gonna swatch them. Yeah, this is Fudge. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Fudge single eyeshadow, and I'm just going to swatch it really quick because I think the shades are actually different. So that's what the single shadow looks like. And you barely even have to press these eyeshadows. They're super buttery, super soft. So down at the bottom is the one in the Subculture palette. I do feel like this one is slightly warmer than the single shadow. And it's actually a little bit more creamy. Like, I barely have to touch it and it's super, super pigmented already. And so is the single shadow, but I just feel like the one in the palette is a little extra creamy, if that makes any sense. Now, there is definitely going to be fallout with this palette, you guys. If you own the Modern Renaissance, that one has fallout. This one does too. But a lot of the things that I was reading or just seeing online in general is people were upset that there was so much fallout. If you tap your brush in there like 20 million times, of course there's going to be fallout. Like, I'm going to show you right here with the shade Edge. I'm going to dip it in there one time. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that. 2, 3, and 4. So this is me dipping it in there 4 times. Yes, there's pickup. You can see the color on my brush. And I'm gonna just swatch it right here so you guys can see. I actually used this shadow in the demo and I had no problem with it whatsoever. It's like this really nice mustard color, and I am going to show you guys with the Modern Renaissance just a random eyeshadow. So I'm going to show you guys with Love Letter, which is this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see it on the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like I did with the other shade. You can see the color on the brush, and you can barely really see the pickup, but it's there. But it's exactly the same thing. Everybody loves the Modern Renaissance, so I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Like I said earlier, I haven't watched anybody's video, so I don't know if they're just like going in 20 million times, because obviously that's what would happen. You would have powder all over the place. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swatch the top row first, and then I will go ahead and swatch the bottom row. And I'm just gonna use my finger first, and then on my other hand I'll go ahead and use a brush. So this first shade here is Cube, and I would say Cube is more of a little iridescent shade. Like, I put this one on my inner corner and it almost gave me like a pinky pearl color. The next one is Dawn. This one is a matte shade and it's super creamy, super smooth. This is a really nice transition shade. It's gonna be a little hard for you guys to see that one. I'm gonna go in with Destiny. It's another matte shade. This is the one I have not tried. That's what it looks like right here. It's just a beautiful olive. So that's what that one looks like. It's actually really pretty. I feel like in the pan it looks more olive. If you guys can see that right there. I'm trying to, yeah, there we go. And when I swatch it with my finger, it's a little bit darker, a little more gray green, if that makes any sense. Now all over my lid I have the shade Adorn. This shade is really beautiful. It almost reminds me of a foiled shadow. To get the best pigmentation that I found with this next shadow was my finger. And it's super smooth too, you guys. It's like a beautiful coppery color. It's really pretty. The next one is All Star. I have not tried this one yet. That color though, in the fall time, you guys. Oh wow, that's beautiful, you guys. That is so pretty. Oh my god. Okay, that's a beautiful color. I'm gonna have to use that very soon. The next shade here is called Mercury, and it's kind of like a cool tone brown. So that's what that looks like. Oh, it's so pretty. That'd be so good for contouring. Oh wow, that's so nice. So with that one as well, I feel like it's a little bit darker when I swatch it, but I ain't mad at that. The next color in this row is called Axis? I don't know. I will be putting the names up for you guys just in case I say it wrong. Ooh, this one feels like extra soft. Like this one, hardcore pickup. I'm gonna see if you guys can see that. So this one right here has like the most pickup with your finger that I have experienced so far. But the color, oh, that color, you guys, wow, that's beautiful. So I'm assuming that color is definitely gonna have a lot more pickup with my brush. So now I'm gonna do the bottom row for you guys. And I'm gonna start with Roxy. I haven't tried Roxy yet. Okay, it's smooth. I feel like it's so much prettier in person, you guys. It's insane. That's such a beautiful color. And Roxy is right here. Then the next shade is called Electric. I did try this one yesterday and I didn't get the color payoff that I wanted. I felt like it was more sheer, but it was a really pretty color still, and it's really smooth, really soft. This one kind of reminds me of like one of those duochrome highlighters. Oh, it's super pretty. When I tried that shade yesterday, I used a brush. I didn't use my hand, my finger. So I'm thinking that with any of the like foiled slash metallic looking shades, those are going to be best with your finger, which that doesn't bother me. I know that bothers a couple of people. Same thing with the fallout. I know that's a big issue for people, but that's not a big issue for me, especially because like look at that pigmentation, you guys. Okay, so I have 5 more shades and I'm probably just gonna move on to my other arm. So the next shade is Fudge, which I did already swatch for you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it again. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. That was the only one, like I said, I had a little bit of problem blending that one out, but the issue was just that I applied a little bit too much. The next one is New Wave. Oh, so pretty. There we go. Then Untamed, I haven't tried this one. Some of these actually remind me of the Kat Von D eyeshadows. So now I have Edge. Here we go. There wasn't very much pickup with this one either. Oh, that's a really pretty color. I think this is the one that I used in the demo. And then the very last one is the shade Rowdy. I hope I'm saying it right. So that one is super smooth, but it definitely, ooh, wow, very nice. I would say out of all the eyeshadows in this palette, Axis, this one up here, I really don't think I'm saying that right. But anyways, this green shade up here, as soon as I touched it, I felt the powderiness of that one. And a little bit on Fudge. But I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them with a brush in just a second, so we can kind of take a look. Sorry about my lighting, you guys. But here are the shades, you guys. They're very pigmented. I have my makeup wipe here. And when I tried them yesterday, I actually put the Modern Renaissance on one eye, and then I put the Subculture on the other eye, because I wanted to see, like, I tried a matte shadow and then another matte shadow, and then I did like a shimmery shadow just to kind of compare the formulas, and I was really kind of getting the same thing. Another thing I wanted to mention, when I did test these out together, the shade Vermeer and Primavera, sorry if I'm saying it with my Spanglish accent, I think that's what you say, Primavera. These two right here, sorry I don't mean to flip you guys off, they're a little bit on the shimmery side, like it reminds me kind of like a foiled shadow, and that's what Adorn reminds me of. Like the textures of those three remind me of each other, as well as Electric. So if you guys have the Modern Renaissance, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So once again, I'm actually just gonna use the brush it comes with, and I'm gonna just swatch them again for you guys so you can kind of see. So for the more foiled shimmery shadows, I'm gonna use this side of the brush, and then for all the mattes, I'm gonna use the fluffy side, because that's how I would apply these particular eyeshadows. I'm gonna start off with Cube, and I'm just dipping it in here, just like this, tapping it. There's like no fallout, you guys, with this one, and I'm just going around and around. So like I can see the indent, but I don't see anything falling out, and it's kind of hard to see this shade, so we'll see how it goes with the brush. Yeah, this one you can't really see it. I feel like Cube is a shade better to use your finger. It's right here, you can barely see it. So let's go on to the next one, and I'm just using my ABH Cosmetics little like color switch thing, and I also have some makeup wipes right here. So let's do the shade Dawn, and I'm just gonna tap in here. I just want you guys to be able to see. So that's 1 and 2. So yes, there is definitely fallout, and I hope you guys can see it. And just with me dipping it in there twice, like I don't even need to dip it in twice. Once is more than enough. But I just did it twice for you guys. So there we go. And I'm just going back and forth. And there's the shade right here. It's kind of like my skin tone, so it is a little bit hard to see. We're gonna go in with Destiny. So here we go, 1 and 2. Hope you guys can see that. And I'm not tapping off any of the powder. Like, I'm not doing this to my brush, just so you guys can see. Going in with Adorn. And this is the one I have all over my lid today. And like I said, that's a shade as well. You need to use your finger. That doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you guys. And you can also like pack it on, which is what I'm doing now. Kind of pressing it, patting it, and then you do get a little bit of the pigment. Next we're going to be going in with All Star, which is right over here. 1, 2. There you go. You can see the color on there. Definitely more pigmented when you use your finger, obviously, but most of us don't use our fingers. We use a brush. It's still really pretty. It's just a lot lighter with the brush, I feel. So you probably would have to build it up. Then I'm gonna go in with Mercury. Right over here, 1, 2. That one has a lot of pickup. I've been doing, you guys have been seeing, I've only been dipping the brush in twice. That one, the shadow went like all the way down here. So Mercury has a lot of pickup. Yeah. And I can see it like falling all down here on my arm. But normally when I do my actual eyeshadow, I tend to tap my brush and then I go in. But just for the sake of swatching, I'm not tapping it off. Now the last one on this row is Access, and let's see, 1, 2, yeah. So Mercury and Access have a ton of fallout, you guys. There we go. That one's actually pretty true to color from swatching it. It's really nice. Oh, it looks really pretty, you guys. I want to wear that one. In the fall time, it's gonna look so pretty with the vampy lip. Ooh. Yes. Now let's go to the bottom row. I'm gonna go ahead and do Roxy. So 1 and 2. Yeah, that one's not too bad. Let's do it right. Ooh, that was terrible. 1, 2, and down here. There we go. Sorry, that was like a terrible swatch. That one's really pretty. I can see myself using that as a transition shade like all the time. You can see right here, this is 4 times going in with the brush, and that's the fallout you get. That's 4 times. All right, let's go in with Electric. So I'm just doing it on the sides and then right at the top as well. So let's see, so you guys can see. I'm like way at the bottom now. Top. So that one's right there. And just like the shade Adorn and Cube, where's Adorn? It's like way up here, and then Cube is up here somewhere, invisible. You can barely see Electric. I mean, you can still see it. The brush is a little bit hard for the metallic looking shades. So let's go in with Fudge. 1 and 2. Fudge had a lot of fallout, you guys. I'm gonna try to get a little bit close. Like, do you guys see the little bit of powder right here? So that's 3 shades that have a ton of pickup. But I wouldn't be going in with that many, or I wouldn't be dipping my brush in that many times. It's so beautiful. And there it is. Now that I don't really have any room, I'm giving you guys like the worst angles. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna move on to my other hand. So I'm gonna go in with New Wave, which is this one right here. So 1, whoop, there we go, 1 and 2. Got some color there. Very pretty still. I think this is one that you just have to build up a little bit. Let's go with Untamed. 1, 2. That one's not too bad either. There we go. This one's a little splotchy, I would say. It's a little bit gray. So that one I'm not really loving with the fluffy brush. Let's go in with Edge. 1, 2. Not too bad. Oh, that one's really pigmented. Love, love, love. We want it to be pigmented, right? And the very last one, which is Rowdy. Okay, 1 and 2. Super sloppy, of course. I'm so sorry, you guys. There it is. But this one does seem a little bit splotchy, just like Untamed. This palette, swatched fingers and brush. You guys be the judge. Me personally, I really love it. It's beautiful. The pigmentation is insane. The fallout does not bother me just because I know to just dip my brush in there one time with the mattes. And now after actually testing each and every single shade, now I know to be careful with the shade Mercury, Axis. Sorry guys, I'm sure that's gonna get annoying. And Fudge. So with those 3 shades, I know to be even extra careful and do like a light tap. And the other ones I could go ahead and just do one really good dip with my brush and I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna dip in here 100 million times and have fallout everywhere and have a big mess. That's just not gonna happen. And I would say if fallout is a big issue for you, don't get this palette because then you're not gonna like it. If you have a hard time blending pigmented shadows, don't get this palette. Get this palette if you collect the Anastasia palettes. Get this palette if you love these colors. Get this palette if fallout doesn't bother you, if you don't mind spending 5-10 minutes taking the time to blend your eyeshadow. That doesn't bother me. I'll sit here and I'll blend my eyeshadow until I get the color that I want, until I get the blendable look that I want. But that's just me. So I personally love this eyeshadow palette. I've had a good experience with it. I've tried it twice already and I really like it. I like the look that I actually did. And I do apologize because I have my glasses on, but I like this grungy look. It's like totally up my alley. I smoked out my lower lash line a little bit. I smoked it out on the outer corner. The fact that you get a brush is a plus. I really enjoy it. The packaging is so pretty. The velvet, like, and this is one of my favorite colors. I would say if you were hesitating and you didn't know if you wanted to get this, take into consideration the cons and if you can work with those. Because fallout is not really a con for me as long as the product is good. These are pigmented, as you guys can see on my hand. And this is just with me dipping my brush 2 times. The shadows blend perfectly fine for me. I didn't have any issue other than Fudge, like I mentioned like a million times already, because I applied too much. But you guys will see, you saw the demo. Take into consideration your needs, what you're looking for in an eyeshadow palette, what you're looking for formula-wise, what types of formulas you like, what type of colors you like, all that stuff. You have to, this is a high-end palette. It's expensive. You don't want to just spend your money because it's a high-end palette. You want to spend your money on it because you're going to use it, and you don't want to just waste your money and have it sit there. You know what I mean? Like, me, I know I'm going to use this. I know I can work with it, and I know what I need to do to not waste the product. So that's why I really love it. And for all of my hardcore makeup junkies out there, I would say pick it up, honestly, because it's really good. Like, I mean, I just can't stop showing you guys. This is just with the brush. They're super pretty, you guys. I'm totally gonna watch other people's videos after I'm done filming this because I'm so curious. I've seen so many random pictures of all the fallout, like the insane fallout. I only got crazy fallout with 3 shades, and I can totally work with it if I just dip my brush in one time. Like, I feel like it's common sense, you know? Like, why dip your brush in over and over again? It's super soft. So, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But anyways, enough of me just rambling and going on and on, you guys. I like the palette. I'm really happy that I got it as a gift, because I probably would have wanted to buy it anyways if I didn't get it for my birthday. So anyways, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Don't forget, I do always leave my social medias down below. You can tweet me, send me a snap, ask me a question on Instagram. It doesn't matter. I'll get back to you guys. I'm always on my social medias. So don't forget to follow me. I'll leave it down below in the description box. So don't forget to like my video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe if you aren't already. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Alright guys, so I did forget to mention, let me take these glasses off. I put my makeup on around 11:30 this morning, and it's now 8:30. These eyeshadows didn't crease, they didn't smudge, they don't look weird or anything, so I did want to throw that out there. And I am wearing just concealer on my eyelids today, and once again, excuse the rest of my makeup, like, it's already rubbed off on my nose and like it's starting to come off on my chin. But this video is not about that. Just take a look. The eyeshadow didn't crease, and it stayed on my eyeballs. I didn't get any fallout either, so I just wanted to throw that out there because I finished filming the video and I completely forgot to mention that to you guys. But alright, that's the rest of my 2 cents. You guys have a wonderful day.